All right, we got the 5 best takeaways from the book, Be a Real Estate Millionaire, Secret Strategies for a Lifetime Wealth Today. Now, real estate is interesting to me because I'm more of a REITs guy. I love real estate investment trusts over actually owning real estate myself. It's just easier to get into those than this. But he has some interesting strategies that I don't think should be ignored, especially if you yourself, the viewer, are actually into real estate itself. But yeah, Dean's an interesting dude. He actually wrote another book called Totally Fulfilled and Millionaire Success Habits. It's been a while since I read Millionaire Success Habits. I remember some of the concepts, but I'll have to try to revisit that book. I don't have the book anymore, but I still have this book. So I was like, oh, well, I might as well do a review on this one from what I recall. And it wasn't that long ago when I read it anyway. So we can go over the 5 best takeaways and call it good. Just more of a review, though. It's a great book. I'm not a real estate guy. In the long run, I'm just going to be fully honest with you guys. While there's good information in this book, I prefer real estate investment trusts, if we're going to be real honest. And I might even do, I need to do a comparison video of real estate versus real estate investment trusts. One of these days I'll get to that. But anyway, for right now, we're going to go with the 5 best takeaways from this book right here. And the first best takeaway that you could get out of this is start with what you know. What do you know, Tin? Then take action, So one of the things that my boy Dean actually emphasizes is that you don't need to be rich, experienced, or even a genius to start investing in real estate. Oh, sorry. What you do need is a willingness to take action. Now, many aspiring investors usually stall because of fear or lack of knowledge. I will admit, I'm not going to lie. I do have a lack of knowledge, and I fear that most of my time would be wasted, if I'm going to be honest, getting in real estate. But the key here is to educate yourself just enough to take the first step, and then learn as you go. Now, this actually did, I will say this did give me a little more confidence. Like, I feel like I could jump into real estate and understand some things a little bit better. So the book is pretty solid, I'm not going to lie. But if you're really into real estate, hey, don't let me stop you. I just don't like dealing with tenants, and I don't really like dealing with real estate brokerage agents or whatever. REITs are so much easier to get into. I don't have to borrow a single dime to get into REITs. I just need my own money, and I can just buy a share at a time, and I can diversify pretty easily. Is it a little bit riskier, and is the payout as high? Yeah. You could say the payout's not as high and it's a little riskier. So, sorry, I'm interjecting my own personal beliefs and experiences onto this book, but it's still a good book, and I do honestly recommend this book. It's not bad at all. The second key takeaway, the best takeaway, is to find undervalued properties and not just deals. So the book does teach you to look beyond the surface. So it's not just about finding a house that's cheap. It's really about finding a property that's undervalued compared to its true potential. So you're trying to get, if you see a good deal that nobody else is seeing, like maybe you think you can improve the place, that's huge. He found a lot of interesting properties that people were underestimating because maybe they were shabby or the yard looked like shit, like that sort of stuff. But here's the thing, man. This means that understanding the local market and spotting distressed properties or even negotiating with motivated sellers. So the thing is, you can look for real estate in the area you live in. And honestly, you know better than most people what's good real estate and what isn't, especially in this area. Coos Bay, North Bend, for example. I've seen so many houses in so many neighborhoods. I could tell you what something should be worth and if you're getting screwed on a deal, for the most part. I think the whole housing market's in chaos, so I think everything's overvalued, but at this point, it really becomes a supply and demand issue. Coastal properties, I will admit, when it's like coastal cities like Coos Bay and North Bend, I mean, I'll admit these properties go for quite a bit of money. Another thing is to use no money down techniques wisely is the third takeaway. So Graziosi is known for promoting, creative financing strategies and stuff like that, like lease options, seller financing, and using other people's money. The acronym is OPM. The takeaway isn't just that these methods exist. He said It said they work if they're used correctly and ethically. Ethics matter, by the way. You got to be ethical. Try not to screw people over. And they can help you get started, even if you're broke. So yeah, using other people's money, finding ways to get financing can be a real key. Sometimes that can be risky though. Anytime you take a loan, there are risks involved. Don't kid yourself. So always talk to financial advisors. Always make sure that certain borrowing is right for you, because you don't want to be caught with a dud. Another thing, the fourth key takeaway is to build a team and don't go solo, right? So success in real estate is rarely a solo game. Graziosi does stress that the importance of building a team of experts, and including real estate agents, contractors, attorneys, mentors, and trying to do everything alone can lead to burnout and costly mistakes. That's huge. So you got to leverage others' experience. That's a big deal. Ooh. But yeah, it's overall, you just want to make sure that you're doing the best you can to pretty much learn from other people. Real estate can be a complicated game, let's face it. You need to make sure that you are probing the minds of the real estate agents and understanding things from the contractor's point of view, knowing what you need to know. And when you know what you need to know, I will admit, things can start flowing smoothly. My stepdad, Byron, who I consider a second father to me at this point, he's a second father to me, man. He's buys houses. He does all sorts of cool things with those houses. Yeah, he's a real estate tycoon, man, in a good way, in a very good way. But yeah, he knows what he's doing. So, he's a contractor, but he's good at listening to others as well. I will admit, he takes in information very efficiently. So no, he's a bit of a savant. I don't know if he necessarily always realizes it, but the dude's a savant. Let's see. All right, now the fifth key takeaway is focus on long-term wealth, not just flipping, all right? While flipping houses is popular, Graziosi does remind readers that real wealth is built through long-term strategies, all right? Like buy and hold rentals. Passive income from rental properties, along with appreciation and tax advantages, can create sustainable generational wealth. Now, like I said, me personally, I love having real estate investment trusts over real estate. One, because I don't like dealing with tenants. If I bought like a multi-family home, I could lease out the responsibilities to like a property management company. You know what I mean? And they'd get a share of the cut, and I wouldn't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. I could focus on what I need to focus on. So in a lot of ways, you can have a property management company do pretty much all the work for you, and they get a cut. Well, not all the work, but you know what I mean? Like maintaining the place, making sure the rent is paid on time from the renters, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, there are huge advantages to real estate, though. Deep down, I'm a real estate kind of guy when it comes to like REITs and stuff, because I'm owning companies that own a bunch of real estate. They lease out that real estate to companies or individuals. So huge on real estate investment trusts. I know they haven't been very popular lately because they're seen as like the root cause and the root evil of all of society. But this book really is solid. I mean, here's a couple things. There's a couple testimonials in the back that are kind of cool. First testimonials from my boy T. Harv Eker, which one of these days I do need to do some 5 key takeaways from his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. But this one says, Dean Graziosi knows what it takes to become a millionaire from real estate by using secret strategies that can be easily learned and applied. This book is a winner. Absolutely. This is a great book. Like, even though I will admit, I'm still not totally sprung on real estate because I got other things going on. I will say that my main real estate is digital real estate, oddly enough. And when I say digital real estate, I mean these YouTube videos. These videos bring in a pretty good amount of income because I am a YouTube partner, which is pretty dope. And also affiliate marketing. So I'm looking for other ways to get side income. And honestly, I get a lot of side income from the real estate investment trust that I own as well. So it's a win-win situation is what I'm trying to say. Jack Canfield, another person that I really love. He's an interesting dude. Dean's common sense approach makes it feel like he is personally teaching you exactly what to do while making sure you avoid what not to do. His personal experiences alone are enough to make this book a must-read. Jack Canfield's incredible too. I love Jack Canfield. He's such a cool dude. So fantastic book. Honestly, Dean, love you, buddy. I'm gonna give you a kiss on the forehead. I'm gonna give Dean a kiss on the forehead here. Mwah. Sorry, bud. I can't completely commit to real estate, but I do have real estate investment trusts where I let those companies do the work. All right, bud. All right. Group hug. This is a really good book, though. Seriously, even if it's funny because it actually kind of changed a few ways that I invest in stocks overall. It also made me get into real estate investment trusts a little bit more. So it was a win-win situation. Even if a book doesn't convince you fully to go a certain route, you can learn so many different things from the book itself. Kobe Bryant once said, and this is actually pretty brilliant. Kobe Bryant said, I like to read books on a lot of different subjects, because I will find some sort of commonality in what I do in those books. So even if I'm not investing in real estate per se, I'm still investing in real estate in some way by getting real estate investment trusts. And I also realize that a more buy and hold approach, whether it's stocks or real estate, is the way to go. And also diversified portfolio. You could diversify your real estate, that sort of thing. And this is a good book. But make sure, before you guys go, make sure you guys check out the link below. It'll link you to this book. You can get a hardcover. I think there might even be a digital copy, but check out the link below. I always have trouble saying this. As an Amazon associate, I do make money from qualifying purchases, small commissions. If you guys click the link and make a purchase of it, no extra cost to you, by the way. But it helps support the channel is more important. I'm trying to get at. I can't even say anything today, especially if it's scripted. But I will tell you guys this. I will say I love this book. It is a really good book. I'm actually donating a few books today, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do a review on this before I completely donated it. It's not that it isn't a good book. I want other people to read it, and I'm not donating it to the Goodwill though. What I do is I find one of those like book lending boxes around town. I just put the book in there, and then hopefully somebody gets as much value out of it as I did. Yeah, he's really great. And here's another book I just started reading recently of his, just because I love this guy as an author. It's called Totally Fulfilled. I haven't finished this book. I just started this one, but dude, the guy is an amazing dude, and I think what's great about him is I think he sincerely wants to help people, because reading his life story, man, he went through a lot of shit, and when you go through a lot of shit, man, sometimes you just want to sometimes you either want to destroy the world or improve it. It's one or the other, and I like guys like that, dude. I like guys who take their pain and whatever misery and use it as fuel to be successful, to help contribute to the world and make it a better place. So Dean, you're the man, dog. Obviously, this is the book we reviewed, but this is also a book that I'm reading through already. Just pretty much started. It's pretty good so far. He's an interesting cat, man. I like Dean Graziosi. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for listening to this long review, and we'll see you on the next episode.